I don't know what's going on this summer, but it looked like a lot of the old heads is crashing out. Okay, so they saying that Lil Boosie, yes, Lil Boosie ain't even Lil Boosie. He just Boosie now. The nigga, you know what I mean? That's OG out here. OG out here in the streets. Apparently, he's still running the nightclubs, getting bookings, all of this stuff. Y'all know we just saw this video a few weeks ago about Vlad TV and Boosie. They was beefing about him getting on interviews. Boosie was trying to up the fee on interviews, and Vlad TV basically explained to him in spreadsheets and that type of lingo that, I'm sorry, I can't pay you that much, my friend. Boosie crashed out on him. Now Boosie back doing nightclubs when he was just doing interviews. They said he was getting paid like $1 million a year off interviews with Vlad TV. Crashed the whole relationship out about morals and principles, I guess. I don't know. And then he goes to the club. Allegedly, he's bashed a security guard over the head, and he may be going back to prison on a Fed case. Make sure y'all like, subscribe. We're gonna go ahead and get straight into this video.
Nobody.
Oh,
Hey, security. Hey, security.
oh, that's Boosie right there.
Fam, you know the crazy thing about life is God got a funny way of humbling people.
Boosie bashing nigga over his head.
It's not when you struggling.
Ain't no way.
Sometimes it's when you at the top of your game, making your best money, moving around, thinking you untouchable. Then life got a way of slowing everything down and reminding you that action still got consequences. In the last 24 hours, the media has been reporting that the rapper Boosie Badass appeared in court on a felony charge while already on federal probation.
Oh, he on federal probation right now?
Discuss exactly what that charge is. It allegedly involves a security guard at a nightclub that Boosie was hosting. And let's say this out the gate. It's hard to stay focused on making money when you constantly fighting cases, constantly going to court, and constantly bonding out. At some point, people start asking questions. What is the entourage around you for if situations like this keep happening? Isn't that what security and the people around you supposed to be there for? Then you look at the location we headed to today, a city that's been surrounded by controversy in the hip-hop world lately. Houston, Texas. Think about it.
It's been a lot going on in Houston.
You had the Chicago jeweler situation involving Boosie that we'll later discuss. You even have Honeycomb Brazy finding himself in the headlines down there. Finesse 2 times. All-Star JR.
You just saw the All-Star JR
and of course, Jay Prince Jr. and even Senior. Constantly being brought into conversations whenever something major happens in the city.
And
even right now, whether fair or unfair, a lot of people feel like there's been nothing but bad energy surrounding certain parts of Houston.
I mean, everybody been coming to Houston though. They migrating that motherfucker.
Recently
blocks, ain't it?
Involving Sauce Walker.
All
the
the
man
niggas
at
in
one
Houston
point had his own issues with Drake, where he was on the phone with his baby mother and made a statement that quickly went viral.
That's simple. I don't give a what the consequences is.
Why, yeah, you handle me. You already handle me. So what the matter? You already put your hands on me. You already do all that already. So what the even matter?
I got you jumped by my hoes. I will put my hands on you though. But
I stood on that shit though.
You got jumped by my black hoes. This shit on video.
He one of those.
Yeah, because you had me set up. Are you proud of that? Does that make you feel good?
I mean, he peeing.
I will get you jumped again. I don't give a. Just like I get Drake smoked, I will get Drake car shot at.
Yeah, we seen about that.
But today we here for Boosie, and what's interesting about Boosie is he never shied away about speaking his mind. This is the same Boosie who found himself connected to conversations after a Chicago jeweler was shot and killed in Houston following the same guy. He also spoke on a demise with Jay Prince Jr. But after his recent court appearance within the last 24 hours, Boosie came outside and made a statement of his own. And depending on who you ask, some people are calling it telling. Some people are calling it straight up snitching, especially after he spoke on the Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty incident, which I managed to get and you'll later check out as well in this video. Now normally, that wouldn't be such a big deal, but because Boosie has spent years publicly speaking on street codes, loyalty, and how certain situations should be handled, when he started talking about what he believes is a money grab involving his latest case, people immediately begin debating whether he was standing on the same principles he often talk about.
And naturally, people are asking, what
makes this situation any different? Now to be fair, we're not here to pick sides. We're going to look at the allegations.
I know,
we're going to look at the paperwork. We're going to look at Boosie himself and see what he had to say. Matter of fact, I even went through the county records myself and pulled the criminal report connected to this situation. So before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. If you ever wish payday came sooner, this might actually help. It's a bank.
Oh, not gonna do that, y'all. Make sure you like the video, right? Because we need to put those in the video. They did. They getting all the extra cha-ching. What a cha-ching sound. I'm gonna add that. You get what I'm saying, though? Let's see what's going on with Boosie, because
it ain't that much getting away in the world. No, you don't get away that much. No, you don't get away that much.
you on federal probation right now. Oh, it's bad.
The jeweler Cross and Boosie were gambling together in Houston, an event documented in one of the jeweler's final social media posts.
Oh, that's a jeweler who died.
After following Boosie to a nearby concert, Duke was ambushed and gunned down outside his vehicle. May he rest in peace and love and condolences to his family. The attackers made off with a reported bag of Jurian cash because the suspects seemingly knew exactly what Duke was carrying. The brazen nature of the attack sparked intense rumors online and a subsequent federal investigation into who might have set him up. Now, Boosie had responded to people online and publicly denied any involvement or orchestrating a hit in Duke's murder.
All right, well, let's get into it. And I think the thing that people are asking about the most, which you've already addressed on your own Instagram, but I want to talk about it now, is that a jeweler named Duke recently got killed.
Yeah,
and
he died in Houston.
The story's really messed up. So I want you to talk about what happened.
Basically, bro, we was gambling. You know, every party I throw gambling parties and shit. And dude was gambling. They trying to make false reps like the dude beat somebody out some money, but the dude actually lost his money, bro. Ain't nobody really win. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude lost his money, and you know, four dude left. Dude was like, man, I won't make a piece for you. Woo de woo. I'm like, nigga, make me a gold piece. You know what I'm saying? So he like, I'm gonna make you a gold piece. Dude was cool as a motherfucker. So the next day, dude hit my partner like, man, y'all got the concert. Let us trail y'all. Woo de woo. So dude went with us to the concert. And after I come off stage, everybody leaving. You know, we parked under the parking lot, under the arena where the celebrities parking and all that shit. He was in another car. He walked to his car. His car was outside the arena under where we was. It was on side the parking lot. So he had to walk to his car. And that's where the incident took place when somebody, you know, tried to get him or whatever. But
because they knew
Vlad,
he
bro,
was having.
if anybody know me, bro, that ain't my stilo, bro.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
Did that.
That ain't how I get down, bro. Like, that ain't how none of my people get down.
Nah.
And that's just the bottom line. That's shit
Straight
that
up
we
and down,
wouldn't do.
somebody was watching them.
And you know, we was fucked
showed
up
them
about
love.
it because obviously they were watching us.
Right.
You know, obviously they were waiting for anybody to walk across that parking lot to them cars and getting them cars. So, you know, it could have been one of us, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's just fucked up that happened to that dude. You know, it's just internet trying to
piece everything.
But
together,
nah,
right.
I met dude was finna make me a piece, bro. Like, you know, and
cool
that ain't
guy.
our stilo, bro. We don't rob niggas, and that's not our stilo, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a real boss. I don't let shit go down like that in my circle.
Now, months after that interview, May 6, 2023, San Diego police observed Boosie, real name Torrance Haas Jr., displaying a firearm in his waistband on Instagram.
On my IG Live with that blicky.
Police tracked his vehicle via helicopter and conducted a traffic stop where they found the loaded Glock 19 and a Springfield Hellcat. June 14, 2023, after initial state charges were resolved, federal prosecutors took Boosie into custody outside the courtroom. They charged him as a convicted felon in possession of a firearm. July 2023, the case was temporarily dismissed by a federal judge after a Ninth Circuit court ruling briefly struck down laws preventing nonviolent felons from possessing firearms. However, the ruling was subsequently reversed by a larger panel, allowing the feds to press forward on all.
Okay, this may sound a little bit weird,
the ruling
y'all.
was subsequently.
What Boosie songs is like the top Boosie song? I know somebody looking at me differently for saying this, but like if you went, like obviously you know, like set it off, all that type of shit. But like Boosie a little too far south for me. You know, like Louisiana, all that. I don't really listen to that type of music. Only person in Louisiana I really know like that is Kevin Gates, Youngboy. I don't know no Boosie music. Boosie like thugging a little too hard. You know what I'm saying? So like, what Boosie songs has he made that was like timeless classics? Because they saying Boosie, what we probably about to get to next. Boosie's still getting booked for shows and books and all that now. Do he do music still, or is it just the image and how outspoken he is has allowed for him to retain that same fame? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, especially the older folks, they got real love for Boosie. I talk to my OG, Boosie? This old nigga sound like he had thought about Boosie. That's what the hell Boosie do. So I gotta ask y'all, like, why is Boosie that? Like, is he solidified Mount Rushmore? Like, what's up with that?
First, by a larger panel allowing the feds to press forward. On August 26, 2025, Boosie officially accepted a plea, pleading guilty to one count of being a felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition. Prosecutors agreed to drop a second charge, which was a gun charge, in exchange for the plea. January 9, 2026, the U.S. District Court Judge Kathy Ann sentenced Boosie to time served, sparing him the maximum penalty of 15 years in prison. But here's the thing. Boosie is on a 3-year term of federal supervised release probation. He's prohibited from having weapons. Of course, community service, must complete 300 hours, and he have standard federal conditions. Like he must comply with standard rules of federal supervision, which is regular check-ins, random drug testing, and things in that nature. And if he don't comply, Boosie risks going back to jail, serving a possible sentence of 15 years in prison. Now, I want you guys to remember all this because it's key. Having that in mind, Boosie spoke on accepting a plea deal on Vlad TV. Check out what he had to say.
So he accepted that. And now it's looking
all
like
right, here we
case.
go. The money return. A Boosie back on Vlad TV.
Vlad done documented his whole life.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
People thought we weren't rocking with each other anymore.
Nah, man, you know, I was shooting movies. I mean, I was tied up.
Exactly. We were all, you know, everyone was busy.
Yeah.
But here we are again.
We back.
Lots to talk about, but the biggest thing right now was that you actually accepted a plea deal for your federal gun case.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you been like fighting this thing from the very, very beginning?
I've been fighting for probably 3 years now, probably.
3 years.
A lot of time.
Yeah, about 3 years. 25, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2025.
About 3 years, yeah, about 3 years.
So this has been like hanging over you. And you know, we've talked about this before. At first it was a state case. Your lawyers came in, the state case was dropped, and out of nowhere the feds picked it up.
Now it was a state case. The feds came, picked it up.
This was in Sacramento. What is
they
it?
had a ruling
California?
in the Supreme Court that went in my favor.
Mm-hmm.
And the case got dropped by the judge. The case got dropped. They went appeal the Supreme Court ruling. And they won on the Supreme Court ruling. Now it was back again. I could have appealed that. But that'll be 2-3 more years. And, you know, I'm just wasn't going to go to trial with it, you know.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to go to trial with it from the dump, actually. But I feel like this the right move for me. You know, I trust in God, Vlad, sure. I mean.
Well, you tweeted out, just accepted a plea deal from the federal government on my gun case. I thought this case was over and I was going to get on with my life, but God don't make mistakes and I'm tired of fighting. Talk to my family and this is the right decision. To all my fans across the world, say a prayer for your boy. Go get that new album. Now, when this came out, everyone was kind of shocked because it looked like, you know, between all the ups and downs, it looks like it was over. Remember, me and you were like celebrating the fact that it was over.
I was celebrating, bro.
And we were celebrating too early.
I was celebrating. I got a call on the beach 3 weeks later with my family. Say they just indicted you again.
Yeah. Damn. No ankle monitor this time, though.
No, I did a year on the ankle monitor also, you know. Yeah. I ain't got the ankle monitor on now. That was all that was took off when the case got dropped. And they ain't put it back on, but you know, I think I'm gonna come out pretty good, man. You know, everybody think it's over with for me, but you know.
Well, last July, when you got
indicted, plain face for somebody who live like that
on the same charge, but then there was a new drug-related charge.
They added a charge. Said I was a drug addict.
I think they were trying to use one of my interviews to justify that over something that you were talking about from like 10 years ago.
They say I was a drug addict, man, and
how are you even charged with that? That's a charge?
In the plea deal, that they throwing that out. I guess,
they threw that out.
I don't know what that came from. I think that was just I don't know, man.
Yeah, no, I talked to a lawyer about it, and he was like, this makes no sense. Because there's absolutely no proof that you're a drug addict.
There's no proof I'm a drug addict.
The fact that you used to take drugs 10, 20 years ago doesn't matter for nothing.
That doesn't matter. The fact that I was sentenced to third offense marijuana, 10 years. I was sentenced to 10 years. The system been let me down.
Right.
I was sentenced to 10 for third offense marijuana.
Damn.
How you know if I'm drug addict if you never send me to rehab?
Mm-hmm.
I was sent straight to the pen. How am I, you know if I'm a drug addict if you've never offered me rehab?
Yeah. Okay, so they dropped the drug charge, but they kept the gun charge.
Yeah.
And you pled guilty.
Okay. A lot of the marijuana, a lot of the weed smokers like to say that you can't be addicted to weed, right? Understandable. Motherfuckers get high, you know, you gotta get a little fried from time to time as you get through the days, right? But if you going to prison for the way that you smoking or the places and times of the day that you're smoking, bro, third offense marijuana. So you just keep getting caught high out here. Nigga, the police can't catch a nigga high if you're not moving just overly fried. You moving overly fried. But them marking him as a drug addict, that's the government trying him. They trying to put him in that one category so that when times like this come where he catches his second case or whatever on top of this Fed deal, they gonna have Boosie looking crazy.
To it.
Yeah, I'm going to plead August 26th.
You're addicted if you get caught that many times.
He basically said, I can't tell you very much.
Gotta take a break
because it's, lawyer-client privilege. But, because everyone's like, how much time is he getting? How much time is he getting? And your lawyer said, we don't quite know right now because it's ultimately up to the judge and the sentencing, right?
Right.
How do you feel about the sentencing that's coming up?
I just told you I trust in God. That's how I feel. I feel like God gonna, because, my mama got on my ass the other day and so told me, because my mom, they heavy on God, bro. Like, she told me, stop asking called my phone and blew me down. Stop asking for a fucking pardon. You taking your faith out of God.
Like Boosie said, God the biggest, because he managed to avoid jail time, get time served, as we mentioned, and only 3 years of probation. Fast forward to May 25th, 2026, Memorial Day weekend, the rapper Boosie Badass performed and hosted several events across Houston as part of a multi-day Memorial Weekend Baywatch festival. His primary headlining and hosting locations including the festival grounds, 4603 W Orm Drive, the Dome, 1720 Main Street. He hosted a heavily attended event at this downtown venue on the weekend in Camp Houston, 6025 Richmond. He also made Sunday Funday, a holiday weekend appearances at this popular outdoor venue. But apparently, it was during the first day where Boosie got into an altercation. On Saturday, May 24th, 2026, at around 2 p.m., the complainant, Mr. Edward Igulat, employed as a security guard at the nightclub, stated he was assisting with clearing patrons from the establishments due to the closing time. Edward stated, while escorting patrons out the nightclub, an unknown female approached him and requested to use the bathroom. Mr. Igulat,
but they kicking everybody out.
That the restroom facilities were closed because the establishment was no longer open to patrons. According to Mr. Igulat, the female became upset and intentionally struck him in the face.
Well, now we're gonna forcibly move.
Stated he then began escorting the female out the establishment. While escorting the female towards the exit, the female dropped the cell phone and keys into the floor. Edward stated that as he bent down to retrieve the female's belongings, he suddenly felt the object strike the top of his head, causing immediate pain and injury. Edward stated that when he turned around,
him with
he observed blood running down his face.
Broke it over his head.
Defendant holding a broken glass hookah base in his hands. So let's be clear off Bucks, fam. He didn't.
So this is looking bad for Boosie. So you telling me whatever girl this was that came to the club with him, they're clearing the club out, but that's Lil Boosie. So Lil Boosie not gonna lead the club when the rest of the regular niggas gotta lead the club. Lil Boosie taking his sweet time, and I'm guessing his people taking their sweet time. So this girl telling security, like, I'm here with Lil Boosie. What you mean I can't go to the bathroom? He don't give a damn. You can't go to the bathroom. Now he starts kicking her out. Boosie see his people getting kicked out. Break the glass bottle over his head. How do you forget that you own Fed papers right now? Man, I fell down to my knees when the law came. Breaking a glass over a nigga head about a disagreement about a lady while being in the club. Broken hookah base over the man's head, bleeding, leading to 8 staples. No, this is a bad assault too. Yeah, it's looking bad. And this is black and white, y'all. This ain't somebody making it sound good. This is exactly what the popo and the judge and the jury is about to be reading from.
Boosie directly hit him. Maybe Boosie picked it up or grabbed
it from statement.
Someone. Ed would say, as a result of the assault, he was transported to St. Joseph Hospital for medical treatment, where he received 8 staples to the head. Edward stated he was experiencing pain from the injury and wished to pursue criminal charges against the defendant.
Yep.
Fam, I want you guys to keep Edward in mind because Boosie spoke
sued
on him after his recent court appearance today, which made me do some research on him as well. But according to Boosie's criminal complaint, Mr. Victor Childs, an employee as a security guard at the nightclub, stated that he witnessed the incident involving a complainant and a defendant. Mr. Childs stated that he was assisting the complainant with escorting the unknown female out of the establishment. Mr. Childs stated that the female dropped her belongings on the ground and Edward bent down to retrieve the belongings. He suddenly heard the sound of glass shattering. Mr. Childs stated that immediately after hearing the glass break, he observed blood, later determined to be the complainant's blood, dispersed onto the floor and surrounding areas, along with fragments of glass hookah base. Mr. Childs stated that when he turned towards
a hookah over the head,
he observed the defendant holding a broken glass hookah base in the hand while yelling at the complainant. Now, fam, I want us to be clear on what we just read. This man say he witnessed it, but he technically didn't see it as well. He said he turned around and witnessed Boosie with the base. He didn't technically see him hit him as well. And in return, Boosie was charged with felony aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. He attended court a couple days later, on the first day of June in 2026. And right now he on pre-trial supervised release with 2 attorneys on his case. And before we get into the history of the person who accused Boosie of doing this, check out what his lawyer had to say today.
Man, just like the last video we just saw about All-Star JR, right? Boosie is too old to be in a club even having these allegations on his name. Like, bro, why can't this man sit back? This man just caught a Fed case a few years ago. And he's getting caught up in club beef and club drama and fighting niggas and fighting security guards who don't got nothing to lose. They security guards at the club that you getting paid to be at. You getting paid literally 100 times what this nigga's getting paid to be security at the club. And you and your crowd is breaking bottles over niggas' heads. Like, bro, I don't be getting it, bro. Folks be in great positions and then just try to fast track their way out of position. You positioned yourself and your family for success, and then it's just willing to crash it out this quickly. Come on, like why, bro? Why? Somebody make it make sense.
Along with Boosie, and let you guys let me know in the comments how you feel about this.
Let's see what's up with the security guard.
Hatch hit someone in the head with a hookah bottle, or security guard at this club dome.
And what's the charge?
Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. He's doing good. So we plan to vigorously defend him and investigate the case and see where we are. We believe he was defending another person, and so we want to be able to show the state that and hopefully get this case dismissed. So today,
Lil Boosie, you need to fire this nigga, man. This nigga snitching. What you mean Lil Boosie broke the bottle over his head? I didn't see him or hear him do that, bro. I did not see that. Mr. Lawyer, sir, why the fuck is you snitching on Lil Boosie? What do you mean he broke a bottle over somebody's head? Why would you say that? Nah, bro, this nigga the police, fool. You need to get a new lawyer, man. You could have got a prison attorney. He would have told your ass not to say that. What the fuck you telling the media that for? Plead the fifth of some gangster shit. What you mean he broke the bottle protecting the girl? He didn't do that shit. He did not do that, bro. Lil Boosie ain't never committed a crime in his life, bro. What the fuck is this lawyer talking about?
Judge set an $85,000 bond and allowed Mr. Hatch to do a walkthrough bond, which allows for him to go with a bail bonding company and make the bond. So the bond conditions are to stay away from the place where this situation occurred, as well as to not have any contact with the complaining witness in the case. And we have a new court date of September 15th. I just would ask everyone to reserve judgment and let this case play out in the courthouse, in the courtroom, and not in the media.
Hey, to all my family and fans, man, I'm okay, bro. I'm all right. It's basically a money grab, man.
Money grab?
It's a money grab, but it's what you go through as an entertainer. The facts of the case have come out. I mean, we in court now. But this a money grab, man. This guy wasn't even supposed to be a security in the first place, man.
So he finessed.
Done 17, 18 years for aggravated armed robbery with a deadly weapon.
Oh, this nigga a felon himself.
He just got caught at the border a couple years back, smuggling women out the country and in the country. We just got off federal paper. So, man, it's...
Oh, this nigga different.
Money
the security guard, a real street nigga. Hold on.
You know, when I first found out about the warrant a couple days ago, I contacted my PO. I let him know what was going on. But to all my fans, all my family, you know, I ain't even tell my family about this. This was going on, you know. I'm alright though, man. It's just life. Life be lifing, bro.
100%.
Life be lifing, man. But you know, God
we
got
all
me,
know
bro.
the feeling.
That's what it is. My next court date at the end of September up for this.
Got some time.
So,
well, at least the feds ain't
what it is, though. But
you know, violate them or nothing.
I'm alright, man. To all my fans, all my family.
Let them live.
I'm alright.
Now, fam, y'all let me know how y'all feel about what y'all just heard. It's not for me. I'm just here to present the news. But after Boosie said what he said, you know, here at the Family TV, we're going to do what we do. We had to do our research and find out what he was talking about. And let's just say Boosie might be right about this money grab. Allegedly. You see, on the night of June 22nd, 2007, the complainant, Miss Hayes, left work, picked up her children, and headed home.
Oh, so this
she said Edwards and two other men followed her home. While Miss Hayes was in her driveway, Edwards approached her, forced her to the ground at gunpoint, and demanded money. One of the men pulled at Hayes' clothing and G'd her under her clothing. Hayes' children watched from the car, screaming and crying. Hayes told the men that she did not have any money, and the men ran back to their car and drove away. He ended up going to trial and was sentenced to 18 years of confinement. He came home early and became a personal chef. And in 2022, he was arrested again. Border Patrol agents arrested Edward at the Fairfax checkpoint after authorities found a woman in the country illegally hidden in the trunk of his vehicle.
Are you doing anything
you
about
know how
the
they give it up in Houston in some
Boosie
parts.
Anderson,
The criminal
I've seen
complaint
enough.
say he arrived at the checkpoint at 6:30 p.m. It was a Sunday in a black 2018 Lincoln MKZ and told agents he was headed back to Houston. Edward.
Yeah, I know Houston right next to the border. This nigga smuggling hoes from Mexico to Houston. This nigga trafficking. He robbing people. This nigga just served 18 years in prison and got out and became a personal chef. That's just proof. He'll do anything about the money. You gotta watch out for that nigga, man. You gotta watch out for that nigga. That nigga did 18 years and his idea was to come back and be a security guard and personal chef. After smuggling people and doing all types of robberies and shit, nah, this nigga do anything about some money. You gotta watch out for this nigga. Boosie Anderson.
He's a personal chef
and
down in the valley cooking for some people. The complaint states Edwards then showed the agents a cooking pot, which appeared to have not been used in quite some time. The pot was filled with papers and other items. The agents told Edward that it didn't look like the pot had been used in a while, prompting the man to tell the agents he was cooking a lot for famous people. During the interview, agents noticed that Edward kept interrupting and questioning and was moving around in his seats while his hands were shaking. According to the complaint, Edward attempted to give the agents his driver's license, but his hands were shaking too badly and was unable to remove it from his wallet. In the document, the Border Patrol said he kept looking at the back seat and rear of his vehicle. The agent asked Edward if he had any luggage or belongings in the trunk of his vehicle. The complaint states that Edward stated he just had his cooking ware and spices in the back seat, but nothing to look at it in the trunk. However, Border Patrol said he gave consent to search the trunk, but agents found a person in plain sight. Edward stated he did not know he was driving with the person in the trunk and wanted to know if they were alive. Edward stated he was in Houston for a day
and
could not believe someone was in the trunk. Edward stated he turned his life around and he's currently on parole for aggravated assault. So I guess Boosie was right. This man definitely got a criminal past.
Yeah, this nigga one of those.
I probably wouldn't have known about unless he brought it up. Now, of course, I had to do my research looking into the criminal complaint of.
Man, what y'all think, man? I think he trying to get over on Boosie. Yeah, I thought Boosie crashed out, but he was just doing his promoter, making his money, running his city, how he running it, running whatever. Security guard out here money grabbing because he wants something. Man, this nigga a fake personal chef. This nigga using personal chefing as a cover to human traffic. And you want me to believe that this nigga is doing good business nowadays? This nigga is a felon. I don't give a fuck with nobody. Boosie a felon, but this nigga a felon. He did 18 years and he ain't changed his life. Goddamn. I wonder who broke the bottle over his head for real. Because it was a video and that nigga was leaking. But even if Boosie did do it, he innocent.